St Charbel is a saint for our day. He, like the Curé Vase, loved to disappear. Tant aimait-il s'effacer. So much did he love to efface himself. He was humility itself, obeying even those under him, asking pardon for faults he had not committed. He was truly a saint on every level. He followed the strong pull of grace, leaving home quite dramatically in the early hours and trudging all the way to the monastery. Eventually his mother caught up with him and, seeing his insistence, said, "Stay on condition of being a saint." She wanted him to make a success of it, since he had embarked on it, and he did. He was beatified by Paul VI at the end of the Second Vatican Council, a sign for our times. The Church must learn to breathe again with her two lungs, east and west. And now he is well known, partly because of the very large number of miracles that he does, not excluding appearing after his death on photographs or films. The reading for the office of this day is taken from the Oriental patrology. So what vigils were in contact with the vigils of the centuries, the monastic night, with insistence upon a truly interiorized silence. The anachoretic life means that, anachorein, to withdraw, to walk away. And therefore that excludes in our time noise from machines. One doesn't have to have access to the whole world. It did hit me years ago, more than once, that the true cell is that of the solitude created by absolute silence. There was that problem in the Cartesian life of having the obligation to talk once a week on the weekly walk, and much energy escaped in that point of leakage, for one talked about the past, and every time one does so, the past returns. At La Trappe, the past was not discussed, and not even known or dreamt of. One didn't even know the surname of one's brethren, let alone their past history. And yet there was communion of soul. I recall in chapter when I was given the habit, seeing that when being interrogated by the abbot, that I had realized that true solitude implied not only silence, but le silence perpétuel, perpetual silence. The talkative soul is always leaking and cannot be a truly interiorized soul. So if Providence asks us now and again to be engaged with people, then one doesn't have always to do the talking. Even there one can be passive and, yes, contemplative, for one is listening to the Lord in that person, not switching off from interiority at all, but asking oneself what the Lord is trying to say through this encounter, and having a word from Him in reply, knowing that it is not our many words that help, but the correct one coming from Him. to address the exact problem and not the periphery with an easy, automatic, unthought answer. People need depth, not froth. Perpetual silence. The cell called solitude of soul. Alone we are together in this place. Alone in our shared loneliness. Alone as though enclosed for air, each lonely face, 'neath pointed hood, not as of linen sewn, but walled of brick and boulder, though unseen, the barring seal that fastens each recluse. Reclusion! I had thought of thy vast screen, and written for its nailing. But what use the closing in of all, except the door that opes all others? For Camaldolese must prattle, shrive, direct, crack every law of silence, to content who'd gape at these caged specimens. While here, not e'en thou, frère X, shalt know, canst know, what lies locked there.